guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is my Booktube anniversary and I'm gonna do a Q&A. So you guys asked a few questions on a video I posted previously, so I'm gonna answer your questions now. So I'm gonna start with book questions, and the first one was from Elena, from Elena Reads Books, and that was, what was the last book that you just couldn't put down? And that was Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, which I read during the Booktubeathon, or I listened to and sort of read on ebook. I just, like, the minute I got out of my car at work, I wanted to go into the office and put my headphones on and listen to more of it because it was just so enthralling. It was fantastic. So Sarai from Sarai Talks Books asked, what was the last book that surprised you? And that book would be The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I'd never read anything by Holly Black, and I wasn't really too interested in the hype surrounding her, so I picked that book up just because the premise sounded interesting, but I wasn't expecting to love it, and I really did. I thought that it was fascinating, and the characters were really well done, and it was just very well written, in my opinion. So then I had a couple of questions, both were book related. The first was, what book is at the top of your wish list? And it's not necessarily what's at the top of my wish list, but one of the books that I really want to get to next is The Scent of Triumph, and I can't remember who the author is. But it's a book I've had for some time, and I really want to get to it because it sounds really fascinating. It's set in World War II, and I love books set in World War II. The second question was, what was the last book that somebody recommended to you that you loved? And that again would be Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. My friend Cher recommended it, saying it was her favorite book, and so I read it and absolutely loved it. So Michelle Thomas asked, how many books do you think you've read in your lifetime? And that is incredibly hard to gauge. I would say hundreds. I mean, I was a pretty avid reader as a kid and as a teenager. I probably didn't read a whole lot in college, but I mean, I don't know, like 500. It might be more than that, it might be less than that. I don't know. So then I had a few questions that were Booktube related. The first one came from Sarai over at Sarai Talks Books, and she asked what was my favorite video that I've made so far. And I think that that is probably my reading history video. That one I had a lot of fun making, and I love watching those videos, so I will link that one if you guys want to go watch it. I just liked talking about my reading history and sort of reminiscing about favorite books throughout my life. So the Lawn Gnome asked, what were some of my influences that got me to start my Booktube channel? And I mentioned this in my Booktube shout out video, but Sam over at Novels and Nonsense was a huge influence in me starting my channel, as well as Ashley over at Climbing the Stacks, because they were the first two booktubers that I saw that were talking about non-YA books and who were my age, because a lot of the booktubers are younger than me. I don't know if I said this before, but I will be 30 next year, so I felt kind of old in the booktube community, but then I started finding booktubers that were my own age, and I was like, cool, we're out there too. What are you doing? Yeah, okay, you can come up here. There's nothing up there for you. There's nothing up there for you. You're going to try anyways, aren't you? He doesn't get to come in this room very often. Oh. So now on to the personal and or tea related questions. So Elena asked two more questions, and the first one was, what is my go-to tea at the moment? And I would have to say it's North Winds by Whispering Pines. I really like it. It's kind of like chocolatey tasting to me, or like vanilla-y. I don't know. It's good. It's a dessert feeling black tea, but it's really good for the morning. Her other question was, how did I meet my fiance? We actually went to high school together. I've known him for quite some time, and he actually asked me out in high school, and I turned him down, which in retrospect is kind of hilarious. But yeah, we've known each other since high school. He and I think we were introduced through our friend Rachel, who has known him since elementary school. And we were both big Harry Potter nerds, so I missed a book-related question. Novel Expectations asked, what is my favorite book that I have read since joining Booktube? and it's probably Ready Player One. I had never heard of that book until I joined Booktube, and I loved it a lot. So Katie over at the Book Wanderer had a couple of questions, and her first one was, what would be my ideal day? That's a good question. I'm kind of a morning person, so probably I would get up early, not like super early, probably 7:30-ish, because I like the quiet of the morning, and I would just sort of hang around the house, drink tea, read a book, hang out with the cat. Then there would probably be some book shopping, going to McKay's, our local used bookstore, and probably some other shopping. I like shopping. And then just sort of relaxing. I'm more of a homebody, so I like spending time just sort of relaxing around the house. And yeah, just a quiet evening with Justin, watching a movie or a TV show or reading books together, something like that, playing on my computer. Next question is, what is my favorite food? I love all food. I will pretty much eat anything, but currently I really love pho. We have a local place that does pho really well, and I would eat there like once a week if Justin would let me, but he doesn't want to go with me once a week, so I would eat pho pretty much every day. So Katie also asked who some of my favorite YouTubers were outside of the Booktube community. Many of them fall in the beauty community because I think that's, a lot of people watch beauty videos. I love Fleur from Fleur de Force, her beauty channel and her vlog channel. I love Estee from Essie Button. Her beauty and vlog channel are fantastic. I also really enjoy, I think it's called Microscopic Beauty. She is Kayla, who runs Oh Hello Stationery Company on Etsy, and she does like plan with me's and some beauty videos and things like that. But I love her. I think she's really sweet, and her planning videos are always really fun to watch. I would also really like to go to Myanmar or Burma. I have a friend from college who lives in Yangon, and she always talks really highly about the water festival there and how beautiful the city is, and I would just love to go visit her there and just see her culture and get to enjoy it with her. And Katie's last question was, outside of tea and books, do I have any other obsessions? And I would say that my planner is probably my other obsession. I love to make stickers for it and just make it pretty. I don't know. I've always really liked planners and to-do lists and organization, so my planner is definitely one of my biggest hobbies. I used to be really into scrapbooking, and I have like my entire high school in scrapbooks. It's super detailed and ridiculous. I used to go to scrapbook nights at the scrapbook store when I was in high school. Like, that's how I'd spend my Friday nights. Yeah, nerd alert. But I love art journaling too, but I don't get to do it as much because we don't really have a space for our sort of like crafty things anymore. That's probably like the main stuff. I go in and out of creative habits or creative hobbies, so Time and Chance asked two similar questions to Katie's. So what I do for fun outside of reading and tea and booktubing, and like I said, planner stuff. I watch some shows on TV, not a whole lot. I have a pretty busy work life, so I don't have a ton of free time, but I do like to hike and do outdoorsy things when we have the chance. I love to shop. I don't know. I have really lame hobbies about now. No, Patty, you cannot have my hair. It is mine, and I will keep it. She also asked, Patty from I Smell Books also asked what I do for work, and I've mentioned it briefly before, but I work in television. I work at a local television station, and I am sort of their like internet person, so I do social media and I do all the stuff for the website, but also because it's local TV and I'm on the creative team, I do a lot of other things. So currently we're in the middle of football season and we are broadcasting 10 football games live, and I do instant replay for those games. I direct community shows, and I worked camera and floor director and producer and pretty much every seat in a television production crew I have sat in at some point. So yeah, I have a very, it's never dull, but it's definitely, it's a lot. She also asked what my favorite form of fitness is and what my guilty pleasure food is. So my favorite form of fitness is probably running. Also I like to do the tone it up exercises, but probably running. And my comfort food is the buttered noodles from Noodles and Company, or baked potato soup from Panera Bread, and pretty much any kind of bread or bagel. And I would eat myself into obesity on the toasted marshmallow Jelly Bellies. All right, so that is it, and just in time because my camera battery light is blinking like crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have other questions, ask them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them, and hopefully I will do another one of these in the future if you guys want to see one. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Bye!